I remember you're whipping them with a towel.
Nobody would do that here.
Right? Yeah, no one does that here, right? But it's not just how fast you get it out there. It's also about that recoil, trying to bring it back. Same thing with your punches and kicks. Here, bah, bah, not just, you don't want to hold it there and not getting your punch, right? So, yeah, for now, show that there, right? When you do the switch, show. And then now's the time to start adding those checks. Remember, your checks are gonna be solid here. It's not gonna be this. It's not gonna be this, because you're more than likely gonna fall over. So make sure you're here. So when he checks, bam, right? One more time, bam. Oh, one more time. Yep. Just hold. You don't have to kick it. All right. Go ahead, guys. Back to your partners. Or switch it up this time. Actually, work with someone else different. The taller person, his strength is not going to be out here. He wants to be out here, right? So for me to close distance, that helps me sometimes to bam, bam, right? It helps me to really get in there, right? And also there's tendencies where I don't ever preach to reach for a leg, right? So from here, if it slides up, if it does slide up, it's because he did it himself. I'm never gonna make that happen just because of the fact that people like to do question mark kicks now.
That's how you get head kicked. Trying to catch a leg.
So yeah, make sure you're solid here. Stay tight as always. I can't preach this enough to always stay tight especially when you're striking, right? So when he's kicking here, right? It's okay, right? But now, so now we're gonna, so that's just something to add into your defense. So now we're gonna work on some basic hand defense. Okay. So the combo is just gonna be jab cross hook or cross hook cross. Okay. For jab, so if Ethan goes jab, this is called a parry. A parry is just a little slap to the hand, right? It never goes all the way down here. I'm never forcing his hand down here because now he can go around, right? Punch me right there, right? So it's just a quick little here. Now, the cross is going to be, it's kind of like you're combing your hair. Cross, the hook is going to be picking up a phone here. So, parry, cover, cover, right? We're going to move around. We're not going to be in this very robotic stance where we're just, because we get used to heavy bags, they don't move, right? If we don't simulate an actual fight, then we won't be worth much outside of the gym, right? So we want to make sure that we're moving here. Me and Ethan, he'll throw jab cross hook. Move around, jab cross hook, right? So you can do, 2 and 2 if you want, or you go, I go, right? But I want to make sure that you guys are moving around, get used to punching and moving at the same time, okay? So switch partner, someone you haven't worked with yet, and yeah, just go over that, and then we're gonna start adding more reactive. Still helps you find your angles as well. We have this false perception sometimes, especially when we're training a lot, especially when we're drilling, right? Because when we're drilling, we're always hitting something, right? Your punches doesn't have to hit all the time. Your punches could be a setup tool, okay? So for me, even though my jabs might not be worth as much, but if I touch him, that means I can touch here, right? If I touch him with my jab and I touch him here, that means I can touch him here, right? Knowing those distance. Knowing your distance is also great, but now, like I said, your punches doesn't have to be a hit. It can be a jab, a cross, and as you notice that I'm loading punches up, right? So here I'm setting up my cross as my cross is extended. What am I loading up here? I'm loading up my hook, right? Instead of just going up to the head, I'm here. Now I can feint this hook, right? By feinting, I mean here. Now I'm off that fight line. Bam, bam, bam. Okay? Like I said, having that good understanding can be jab, cross, here, here. Okay? And also, for your feints to work, you can't just jab, cross, right? You have to make it believable, right? Notice that how like Alexander Volkanovski, right? You guys watch him, he's constantly going like this because he's also hitting him with other things. But for your feints to work, it has to be believable. Another thing that you could use, so my hook, right? Jab, cross. I could also use that hook to pull myself in, right? Like I said, I don't have was not blessed with long arms. So, jab, cross, as I'm hitting the hook, here, bam. I can use this hook to, right? I'm using myself with whatever's available to me. So for now, let's practice this jab, cross, loading up this hook side here. All you're doing is pushing off. Don't leave this leg hanging, because if you leave this leg hanging, either that or the inside leg kick, right? It's gonna fall that way. So as you're stepping out here, all you have to do is go back to your orthodox stance. Now you have this side to work with. Person that's defending, also adjust, right? So as here, now he's just gonna face me, okay? And like Sensei Wright was saying, your fights does not start in here. Your fights start out here, okay? So jab, cross, hook, out here again, moving, you're moving, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and do that drill real quick. Find something new. Work with one of our few southpaws that we love to hate. All right, ready, break. So there's gonna be different types of ways to Thai clinch each other, right? For Ethan, what's gonna work for him the best is, right, you're gonna grab the top of my dome here, right? If he grabs here, the neck, I barely got no neck. I can probably hold this for a while, right? But for him, he's gonna hold that top, the top of the crown of my head. Okay, sure. Oh, well, you can put your gloves on, that's fine.
Might be a little easier.
I thought you were gonna put wraps on and like dip them in wax and glass.
Hold on, guys. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Wow.
So from here, he's gonna hold that. He's gonna hold this, the top of my head here, to make sure that I'm looking down, right? And he's gonna use me to move me. So if he C-steps, right? And a C-step, guys, is literally just here, right? That's all we're doing. This is a C-step, okay? Here. And what he's doing here is grabbing this. This is gonna be your traditional Thai clinch, okay? It's kind of like this over-under, right? Here, where we're pummeling here, here. But for now, what we're gonna work on is just kind of like this like neutral Thai clinch here, right? For me as a short guy, this is my preference of when I clinch with a lot of the taller guys, because A, I'm close to their hips, right? I can usually move this arm here and notice this hip. I'm touching this hip right here. So from here, me doing this, I'm like exposing myself, right? I'm like, I feel, you know, I don't feel great here, right? I'm just hanging on, right? So from here, I can usually use this hip to, right? And all I'm doing here, guys, is so when I'm C-stepping, right? The goal of a Thai clinch is you can't hook in a Thai fight. You can't do this, right? Unfortunately, it'd be great, but you can't, right? So what you're doing with a Thai clinch, and when you C-step, all you're doing is kind of like you're tripping him, right? You're eliminating that step when he uses to counterbalance himself. So when you C-step, boom, right? Right now, you just practice. For now, just practice C-stepping right here. Right? Now, if you want to C-step the other way, you're doing this number. You're pushing down on this elbow here, grabbing up here, boom, C-step here. So just practice that a little bit now, and then after that, we're gonna start working on how to find those shins and what's the best scenario to sweep each other when you're on a Thai clinch. Okay, so partner up with somebody, different height, different size, and I'll walk around and kind of just each other's legs. Either one of you has sweep. Okay, just remember that. From here, when both of our knees are aligned to each other, it's safe for us, right? But for us to make sweep happen, we are just giving them a place to fall, right? A place to fall means step slightly outside of his leg, and now adding that foot here, giving him a place to fall right beside you, okay? It's just like a dance, guys. Here should fall right there beside him.
Oh, so Zach Briggs is probably pretty good.
Exactly. That's why he's been doing tango.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, guys, like I said, relax, right? And notice, imagine there's like a ball in between our bodies, right? We're not out here, because now he's gonna knee the crap out of you. Okay. Here. So hip to hip almost. Okay. Relax. If you're tall, stay tall. Right. Sir.
Are you doing just circular, or is it like circular and angled at the same time?
You can like the so that's what Sensei Wright was saying earlier, was like there's different types of, so a Thai sweep can be counted as a sweep if there's a strike involved. So you can't do this, right? But you can do this. I can do this knee bump thing, is that I am collapsing this arm, breaking his posture here. That's why a lot of sweeps happen in Muay Thai, is like by breaking their posture. Same thing with Jiu-Jitsu, right? I step outside. As long as that leg doesn't hook, but you can do that. Kind of like tripping the.
And the one we're doing right now is more just circle.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yes, sir. All right. Ready? Break. Here. Finish. Okay. And like I said, I'm just giving them a place to fall. I'm very relaxed. Don't hunch your back, right? So if Ethan, as a short man, I mean as a tall man, he's gonna hunch. Now he's playing my game. Now he's acting like he's just as short as me, right? Tall man stays tall, right? And if he's the one sweeping me, so C step, one more time, C step, finish. Right? Very relaxed. You shouldn't be tense, right? Because the moment I can sense some kind of tension on one side or the other, that's more than likely I'm gonna throw you. Okay? And then what was I gonna say? Yeah, so let's just go ahead and break up to different partners, guys. Take it to finish. Watch out for your surroundings, making sure you're not falling on top of someone. And yeah, I'll just correct people as we go. All right, ready? Break.